Here I have my grinder. I'm going to be cutting the tips on the grinder. Now, you don't need to use a grinder. You could use a file or cut it with a saw and then finish it with a file or sandpaper. I'm mainly using this to save on time, but one thing I'd like to mention is that if you are using power tools like this, make sure you wear lung protection and you also have a respirator that's good for organic vapors, because this right here will actually release more dangerous gases than really any type of heating will, because really you're burning and a lot of this is going to be, gassing out. So just to keep that in mind. All right, here we go. Alright, there you go. So now that we've ground this, what we want to do is actually heat this up. I'm going to be using hot melt glue, but you could use epoxy. And we're actually going to put glue inside of here and then squish this down to reinforce this, because otherwise you can see this is a lot more flexible now than it was before. The glue will help keep both sides together and that will keep this stiff. So here we go. I've got my tip here. What you're going to do is take your heat gun and just heat up the belly side. It shouldn't take much heat. Just check occasionally. You should be able to lift this almost completely up. Alright, there we go. So you see, I've got it completely open. So now you just want to go in and you want to clean this out. Okay. So once that's clean, now ideally you'd also want to go in with a little bit of sandpaper. But it's not really that structural. It's just a small detail. So now what you want to do is take your heat gun, heat up your hot melt glue, or mix your epoxy, whatever you want to use. Then you want to take this and put it over the entire interior edge of your tip here. Alright. Now you set that on the side, you take your heat gun, and you want to go ahead and heat the tip up again. You want to get this pliable again. You also want to melt the glue. Once it's pliable, go ahead and press it down. You want to use a towel or a hot pad. Now glue is going to seep out, so you could use a disposable towel because glue is going to get inside of here. So you just want to basically press it down and hold it in place until the glue hardens and the tip sets. So if you can see right here, there's our tip. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and just cleaned this off. It's nice and smooth. The front edge, back edge, rounded off and sanded. So now I'm going to throw a string on here. So here's my string. Now, when you do this, your string is going to end up being 3 inches shorter than the distance from knock to knock. Now your knock to knock distance may be different, so I've got a video and I'll link it below on how to find the length of string that you're going to need. Basically, I've already got a string made for this bow. As you can see, I haven't cut my knocks, but they fit very well. They're nice and balanced. What you want to do is look at this, see where your knocks are, and then we're going to be cutting our knocks following the same line. This is kind of a way to get the bow to tell you where to put your knocks. But here we can take a quick look at this bow. And this is the upper side, so you can see it's bending just a little bit more than the other side, which is good. This is what you want. Now if this wasn't the case and this side was bending a little more, because this handle is reinforced, what you can do is simply take the string off, heat the weaker side up, and give it a little more reflex. That'll give it more strength. Another thing you could do is go back and heat up the weaker limb if it's really extreme. Like if it's looking something, like this, then you're going to want to heat this side up to strengthen it up. Here it is. This is a good balance. So now I'm going to cut my knocks with a knock file, and then we're going to string it up, give it a final look over, and then we'll start finishing it. Here are the finished knocks. You've got to make sure that this front edge and all the points where the string will contact are nice and rounded over and smooth. Otherwise it's going to wear down on your string, and it could be a place where your string breaks. So now I'm going to string this up. Alright, so here it is. There's the bow strung. This upper limb is still bending a little bit more than the other. So I'm going to shoot this for you guys. So here we go. Here it is. Now we're going to start working on finishing this.